listening to The Review on the OSG Sports Podcasting Network.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of The Review. It's the Online Sports Guys college football podcast featuring us, the Online Sports Guys, and with an added guest this week, the one, the only, the Madison Cruz, who will be sharing some interesting, shall we say, thoughts about things college football, particularly the College Football Playoff Committee, which is something that just about everybody is pissed off at for
diatribe.
Pretty much everybody's got their own reasons for it, and very few of them are actually the same reason.
Yeah.
So before we get to that, I will tell you in this episode, we will talk college football playoffs. Those games will be coming up soon. We'll talk about who got there. We've got Heisman Trophy to talk about. We got bowl games to talk about.
Police blotter.
And we got something that I think Marty might have a little bit of a rant about, and that's University of Michigan football, because their now former head coach, Sharon Moore, had a no good, very bad day.
Oh, man.
Of the ages when he melted down this week. But first, we'll hit on the College Football Playoff Committee, and we give the floor to Miss Madison Cruz.
I'm starting this. This is awesome. This is great.
Well, you're the one that's got to leave first, so that's why you're talking.
I do. Yes, I do as well. No, listen, I think I texted John as soon as everything went down, and I said, listen, I was like, I need a chance to vent, because he let me come on to yap about Kennesaw State for a little bit, and I said, I need to yap about the College Football Playoff Committee. And you're also getting ready for me to go call Georgia State and KSU women's basketball as well. So this is totally unfiltered.
Maddie's multitasking today.
I am multitasking today. No, I just I think it's like you said, it's like what Phil said. It's literally, I think everyone's mad about it for different reasons. As also a Georgia fan, because my family is Georgia fans, I'm still content and I'm happy. But it was also the byproduct of everything else. Listen, I respect Alabama when Nick Saban was there. I think Nick Saban is one of the best coaches to ever do it. I didn't have an issue, really. Obviously, you get mad when you play them and all that stuff. Ever since Nick Saban's been gone, I feel like Alabama has this swagger about them. Like, oh, we're still the best and we're the dynasty. I'm like, you are?
Living on past reputation in the SEC?
Yeah.
What?
I'm like, you sure? I'm like, you sure? And I just think that they have built it up. And obviously with the SEC championship, I'll be real with you, as a Georgia fan, I would be betting against Georgia against Alabama. You kidding me? I knew people that were Georgia fans who bet against Alabama, because that's the entire thing of it. It's like, oh, we're playing Alabama, we're going to lose. That's what's going to happen. We just can't find a way to win. We did. We didn't just beat them. We absolutely curb stomped them. We absolutely took a belt and said goodbye. That's what we did. They had one solid drive, and you can even consider it solid. It wasn't even a drive. The fact that they had to punt on fourth down in the fourth quarter when they're down 2 touchdowns is wild. But my thing personally,
sounds like it should have knocked him out of the playoffs.
It sounds like it should have. And I would have thought it would have. Because my thing was, you already knew all this stuff was going down. You knew that there's going to be 5 conference championships going in. You knew all of that was going to play a factor. Ohio State, Indiana, one of those is going to be number 1, number 2. There was a thought talking to my dad about all this stuff. He was like, maybe Georgia jumps to 2. I was like, I don't think so. Just because of Indiana and Ohio State, we have 2 losses. They would only have 1.
Oh, the reason they did it that way is because they wanted to put them in different brackets.
Oh, I agree with that as well. And that's also
any other year they would have put Georgia too.
Well, and that's why I think Alabama stayed at number 9, is to not allow for Alabama and Georgia to be in the same bracket again. They want
John says television programming.
They want to save it all the way until they get to the national championship. Alabama's not getting to the national championship. Let me just say that right now. They're not getting there. But if it happens, you wait all that time. That's when they're going to meet each other again. No one wants to see another 3rd round of Georgia, Alabama. My thing is, I hate the entirety of the entire college football playoff show.
That's how much
the entire thing of it, because I was so furious, because you obviously had Notre Dame and Miami. You knew the head-to-head was going to come into play. I'm honestly kind of shocked they did the head-to-head. I thought they would just put it in Notre Dame and say, screw Miami. Mm-hmm. I thought they were going to do that. But they didn't. And they stood by that one. But then when you had one of the committee members go on to ESPN and flat out say, Yeah, listen, BYU, listen, they played Texas Tech twice and they didn't do well in their championship game and, their conference game. They really didn't do well. So that's what brought them down and that's what put them ahead. That's what put Miami ahead. And then when they asked about Alabama, it goes, well, we didn't want to punish Alabama for what happened.
You're forgetting about the quality loss that is
Yeah,
only for the SEC.
quality loss. And I said, they lost to Florida State, one of the worst teams right now.
Thank you.
They
Yes,
barely
and I will
beat
say
South
it,
Carolina.
multiple times. They lost to Florida State early on. I don't care how early it was.
Yeah.
Lost to Florida State. You lost to Oklahoma. You did not look good against Oklahoma. You almost lost to Auburn and to South Carolina. And then you come and you get curb stomped by Georgia. The whole reasoning was because of the quality win of beating Georgia at home. And listen, it was a good win for them. But the trajectory of it all is they had a good start. They have been plateauing ever since. So for me, why are you looking at those specific things? And also, why are you giving that reasoning if BYU is not going to be in it? If that's the reasoning that you're doing, like, what's going on? And it's the whole hypocrisy of it all. Because listen, Notre Dame, I don't have a dog in the fight for Notre Dame. They're kind of just there for me. Like, I'm not
a conference.
But they won their last 10 games.
Yeah, they're
convincingly.
Exactly. Like, I'm like, I like Marcus Freeman. I think he's a great head coach. I personally would love to see him go somewhere else. I think he would thrive somewhere else. They're not in the conference. So this, it kind of opens itself to this. I do think it's quite hilarious that they are kind of throwing a tantrum. And now teams that we're going to play them next year, when they get the automatic bid, if they're doing whatever well is in the playoffs, I think it's hilarious that you have some teams being like, oh, no, we're not going to play you now. Like, duh, I wouldn't want to play you either. If you get an automatic bid and it's going to be a difference maker between head to head and quality matchup and stuff. Yeah, I'm not giving you any reason to knock me out of the playoffs. Hell no. So I personally think it's hilarious that Miami got in over Notre Dame because, again, they're bitching about the head to head. I don't think I can curse on here, can I? Maybe not.
Absolutely. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you can. Yeah.
Great. Yeah, I think you have Notre Dame bitching about the head to head. I'm like, yeah, you lost to Miami. Like, I don't care if it was earlier on in the season or not. You lost to them. Like, simple as that. Like, I don't care if you're still figuring out your team and stuff. Georgia could have claimed that, but no, we just played bad against Alabama. We didn't do that. Kennesaw State didn't have a good first couple of games this season, and look where we are now. Like, it happens, but it's how you bounce back from it. And Notre Dame did. And I do think that if you're looking at everything else, Notre Dame's mad at Miami. They should be mad at Alabama.
Yep.
They should be. That's who they should be mad at, and the College Football Playoff Committee. They should be mad that Alabama is in because what in God's green earth? They are the only team that is 3 losses. 3 losses on the entire season. Everybody else has 1. They have 2. What is going on here? What is happening?
Quality losses count differently.
Apparently they do. I guess so.
And apparently the Florida State game was last year or something.
Yeah, it was last year, I guess.
Didn't happen.
I think they accidentally put they're like, oh, why do they have 3 losses? I think they only had 2, didn't they? I think we should just put them in. It's a user error, graphics error, or something like that. The whole thing makes me so mad because, and it also all stems from the College Football Playoff Committee because of everything that they've done and how they've made this literally so inconsistent with how they put teams into the playoffs.
There's one consistent, it's the SEC.
Yes, the one consistent. And also, let's talk about the amount of SEC teams in it. Like Ole Miss. Ole Miss is one where I'm like, I get they were kind of already guaranteed in that way. I understand it. But also, too, again, if you're looking at them and you're also looking at Notre Dame, I maybe would have put one of them out. Texas A&M, I think possibly maybe you could keep. That would be the only argument for me. But no, they have a weird thing about the SEC.
Don't forget, Sankey said there should actually be more.
Which is wild to me. Which is absolutely wild. Because, and also, then you have the arguments about what the G5 schools, about, Tulane and James Madison, and everyone's mad about that. And I'm like, listen, they've made the precedent that it's going to be 5 conference championships. Those were the 2 that did the best. None of this would have happened if the ACC actually weren't just idiots. And instead of putting in Virginia and Duke, it should have been Miami and Virginia. That's the whole crux of the issue. If they had just actually been smart with how they picked their conference champion and how that was going to ride, this conversation would not be happening.
spend more time on the product and less time on hiding the documents you have for everybody that's in the league.
You hermetically skiff. Yes.
Yeah, if Duke doesn't play that game and win, we're not having this conversation.
No, exactly. Like, because if Virginia wins, then yeah, okay, Virginia's the obvious choice for the ACC. They're in, and then you're probably looking at Miami being out, like probably.
God,
Or whatever
maybe they
it
should do this like the basketball tournament.
I think at this rate, they're gonna move it to 16 teams. At this rate, I guarantee you it's gonna be extended. They're gonna add more teams.
And then there'll be 8 SEC teams.
Yep, and then there'll be more SEC teams. There'll be another way for them to sneak in Alabama.
Until that TV show goes away, where they have 7 weeks of talking about who's.
Until they put it on multiple networks, this isn't going to change.
No, until that TV show goes away and they have one end of season thing where they release the rankings, nothing will change.
Until it's not controlled by one company, it's not going to change.
Well,
That's
the fact
not
that
gonna
you
happen.
have Notre Dame's athletic director, who like is the only person in there, like just sitting and like also the comments from Notre Dame's athletic director were wild, absolutely wild. I was like, what? Like blaming the ACC for campaigning against Notre Dame. They're not in the conference. I understand their other sports are. This is football, though. Y'all are independent. Like, what? Like, why are you complaining? Like,
you're not sharing any TV money for football.
It's like, what do you mean? Like, why aren't you helping us? Like, I'm like, what are we doing? I don't know. The whole thing that makes me mad is that Notre Dame is complaining, and I'm like, they can complain. I do feel bad for them in whatever way. I do think they got that right in the sense that Miami should have gotten in because of head-to-head. I think that would have been very unfair for Miami since they beat them. I think that's fair. The real crux of the issue for me is that Alabama's in it. That's the real crux of the issue for me. I think Alabama should have been bumped. They should have been knocked out because I will say this, and maybe this is my Georgia bias coming into play. And maybe it is. But I will say, I personally think that if Georgia had lost the SEC championship, Georgia would have been knocked out. That's my firm belief. I firmly believe it, that they would have been knocked out. I firmly believe it. And Notre Dame would have been put in. I firmly believe it.
All I know is I want to make Madison a t-shirt that says Kirby Stomp.
There you go.
Just a big boot.
See, there you go. Get the Kirby. Yeah, just better do it now before Athens takes over. By the way, Maddie went 12 minutes.
Thank you.
She went 12 minutes with the venting of her spleen this morning.
Thank you.
Well done.
I was trying to extend it by just throwing in a couple things.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, no, I know exactly what you were doing.
Yeah, we definitely were egging her on.
I was like, it's slowing down. I want to wind it a little.
Let's keep it going.
You were poking the bear just the slightest bit, and then Maddie gets dialed up again.
It's just rare to have an SEC fan that thinks the SEC is living on past glory.
Oh, which is fair. Listen,
I like a self-aware SEC fan.
It's the one where I understand what it's like. I get it. And also it comes from me being a Kennesaw State fan. Because listen, I personally think that the other biggest loss in the entire thing is that Kennesaw State wasn't top 25 in rankings, personally.
Yeah. That's
what do you mean North Texas is 25? Iowa was like 13, and they're 8-5. What?
It could barely score 15 points a game.
And I
was going to say, at least North Texas scores a lot. I think they average 40 points a game.
At home.
Yeah, like Iowa was like 8-5. I think I was so mad because I was like, "Where's Kennesaw State?" But I think if we win our bowl game, I think we'll get moved up. I hope we will.
Are you going to Myrtle?
You should.
Are you going to Myrtle?
I can't go to Myrtle
because I got Blanken Beach.
I wish I could. I really want to. I have a couple friends that are going. I have to be home because that next day we're all driving to Athens to see my family for Christmas.
Okay, so then are they the ones that are getting us all of the Myrtle Blanken Beach bowl gear? Is that how this works?
Sure. That's already on my list to have sent to my roommate. She's going to be getting me a whole bunch of stuff. So yes, absolutely.
Just checking.
The order will be sent.
Speaking of bowl gear, my only big problem with ESPN owning every single bowl is if it's not one of the large ones, they have the exact same stuff for every single bowl game. Like there's a template and they just go, okay, we're going to do a mini ball and a matchup shirt. And that's
way to produce the product, dude.
So bad.
Get a merch guy.
By the way,
nobody goes to the games. So why would you spend extra money?
Hey, I'm going to the Xbox Bowl and I'm hoping for a good Xbox hat.
Absolutely. I mean, and for the record, Kennesaw State, Western Michigan, and Myrtle Blanken Beach, 11 o'clock Friday morning. Get in price, $46 on the teal turf at Brooks in Conway, South Carolina. Maddie, you're a 4-point dog and 49.5.
Let's go. Let's go. Listen, if there's one thing that I am, like, I was raised a Georgia fan, but like I am now a full-blown like owl. Like, obviously I graduated from there, but my God, I am very
You should be.
hootie hoot. Let's go.
Hootie Blanken who?
Like hootie hoot. Like we did, and I'll be honest, I was up front too. I did not think that it would be a season like this. I don't think anybody did. I liked Jerry Mack, the signing coming in. I thought he was a very good choice. I thought it'd take a little bit of time for it to actually click. And it just all worked out. They just kept doing really well. After that Wake Forest game was actually when I was like, wait, hold on. I was like, we only lost to Wake Forest by 1 point. I was like, okay, you know what? Actually, okay, maybe we got a team. And like that all happened. Jerry Mack, I think, is incredible. I think he's a finalist now for Coach of the Year.
He is.
Should be.
Which is great. And honestly, I think he should win it because of what he did this season. And again, maybe my KSU bias, but I don't care. KSU, I don't care about my bias. I'm going to say it. KSU, my bias, it's there. I don't care. I think he should. But it'll be fun. It'll be a fun bowl game. It's the one thing I'm excited about. Like, this season's been pretty cool. Obviously, winning Conference USA champions. That's obviously really sick. And then, it's pretty cool. And also the way we did it, I thought we were going to blow it. I was watching that game at NoFo, and I actually thought we were going to, we were going to blow it in some way. Because it looked like we would. And I was like, don't do this. I was like, don't blow it that way. At least if you're going to lose in like a fashion where you're trying. I was like, God, we did it though.
Well, look at it this way. With Kennesaw, you kept Jerry Mack, which was big.
Yes.
It absolutely kept Jerry Mack. And I thought that was one of the things that was absolutely mandatory when it came to making sure that you at least keep the band together, because Memphis was courting, I think Southern Miss was courting, and I think the secret to the whole thing is that you have to play all of your home games and as many of your road games as possible in the midweek.
Yep. You
got to be the team that plays on in midweek midweeks whatever the hell conference you're in, Conference USA. You got to play Tuesdays and Wednesdays because that screws up everybody else.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. It's really funny too, because like I think a lot of our home games too, we got really big because listen, Fifth Third Stadium's not a big stadium, but like the way they've done it, and like you get a lot of people out there, and like they're cheering on the Owls. I wasn't able to go to a game this year, which is so sad because soccer overtook my life this season.
True.
I wasn't able to go, but I watched on TV a lot. But the atmosphere is pretty cool. I think I love the way that everyone's buying into it. Obviously, with everything that happened last year with, making the move, then you had everything with Brian Bohannon and all of that craziness, and which like it should have been handled better, like with everything too. But with everything else, but then, you make the decision, everything's fine. You get to this season, and with Jerry Mack being come in, like it wasn't a pressure, I don't think, but I think a lot of people were like, okay, you're bringing in this guy who was the offensive coordinator at Tennessee. You're bringing in this big guy who like can really do things. Like he's a big name. Like he can get things done. Let's see what he can do. And he was able to get it done. And
for the record, I'm going to use my first timeout. I'm using my first timeout. It's pronounced Benyard, people.
Yes.
It's not Benyard. It's Benyard. Irwin County,
not Maynards.
No. Irwin County High School, Osceola, Georgia. It's the Benyard brothers.
Which they are incredible. They're great. They're awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, they're great.
Look, just talk to the people local. As Sun Tzu says in The Art of War, trust the local guides for they know the terrain.
Yep. Yeah, Yeah, and then Amari Odom is incredible too. So Amari Odom, I think, single-handedly also saved everything.
Hey, when you get a quarterback that works, that's a good thing.
Exactly. And but yeah, no, it's been fun for, I think, I've been pretty content in both ways in one, because I knew if Georgia somehow lost the SEC championship or whatever, I still had KSU. So I was like, yes, and vice versa. If KSU did loss, I could be like, you know what, the Dogs are playing tonight. Everything's fine. But no, let's go Hootie Hoot. We've been
Mhm.
killing it. I'm very happy, and we're going bowling.
Yes, you are. And it's 11 o'clock on Friday morning. So that's so Maddie's kind of inadvertently gotten us into the B block and talking about football that's not on a budget and bowl games that are coming up.
Oh yeah, we'll get into that in
Oh,
the
yeah.
second half.
I know. We absolutely will. But yeah, Maddie has gone basically for like 20 straight minutes just
Yes, I have.
venting her spleen about everything in the CFP.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
So, Maddie, do
More
we?
of Maddie and less of us is a good thing.
Yes.
You're coming back next week, right?
I can if you would like me to. More than
Of
welcome.
course.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Why
So
not?
this way you get to talk about the bowl game next week.
Yes. I'll get to talk, which is at 11 a.m. and it's on a Friday, and it's me realizing that I'm going to be drinking beer from like 10 a.m. all the way through, which
Nothing wrong with that either.
which is really scary. And I
One of us.
It's like it's scary, but honestly, like I'm here for it. It's gonna be fine. Because then we got Alabama and Oklahoma kicking things off that evening. So
Yes, nothing
Yeah,
like
yeah, we get into that thing called the college football championship playoff or whatever they want to call themselves.
Never heard of it.
And that's a whole different conversation, I suppose.
Playing for the honor to get knocked out in the following round.
Correct.
Yeah. Before we get to that playoff and before we get to bowl games, Palooza, because there's plenty to talk about there, got to talk about the other big newsmaker of the week, the Sharon Moore incident.
I'm laying back and letting our B1Gers talk about that.
Yeah, I'll leave the floor to Marty here for a minute to talk about his favorite subject,
John,
Michigan.
I'm sure Mr. Fox, the fabulous Mr. Fox, has some stuff to say on this too. But
I do. You can lead off since you're the Ohio State guy.
I'm going to say, wow, Michigan has hired a firm to look into their athletic department.
Uh-huh.
wow.
You might recognize this firm. The board of directors has 7 Michigan alumni. Their font choice and color scheme is similar to Michigan's EDU website. They investigated the cheating scandal and that one guy that's got, was it 28 counts from the FBI?
Yeah.
They investigated both of those and found no wrongdoing. They also found no wrongdoing previously with Sharon Moore, the current subject.
Let's hire ourselves to investigate ourselves.
Uh-huh.
How does that AD still have a job?
That's a good question.
Can you name a sport that they haven't had a scandal in? Hockey, basketball.
Don't follow their other sports quite as deeply, so I don't know the answer to that question.
Well, if you read police blogs, their basketball coach that got rolled, who was a Michigan man, tried to choke out their strength coach. Trying to think what else he's done. It was he finally got fired for cause last year. Yeah, he went after their strength coach.
Wow.
He went after a player. I can't remember the full list. The hockey guy faked a bunch of COVID tests, like he took them and then photoshopped negative to positive.
Wow.
I mean, it's just
Wow.
How can anybody defend this program?
Wow.
Yeah, I'm personally distraught that the pageantry and integrity of Michigan athletics has come into question. I mean, this is
Again.
Michigan, Maddie, you don't know, I grew up in the Chicago area, so I've had a deep antipathy for Michigan and Notre Dame for my entire life. And there's really nothing likable about either one. These are two of the most loathsome institutions and athletic programs, in the entire country and for a long period of time. And nothing, if you're really paying attention, nothing should be surprising what's happening at Michigan.
Mm-mm.
And for the Notre Dame AD to go on a public spin campaign on national networks is
Adam Schefter as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh God, yeah, he went major PR.
He bought every single bucket from Home Depot and just filled them all with Michigan water. My God, that was embarrassing.
I will ask.
So I'll ask all of you this question before we get into that.
Sure.
Out of all the things you would have expected to come out of Michigan in terms of a scandal, was this the direction you thought it would go?
It's not even fun to make fun of them anymore. I mean, it's just cartoonish. Like when I first read this, I thought it was jokes. Because I started hearing about this a month ago, and I thought that was just people doing, doing banter on the internet, just making up stuff.
Yeah.
But the more you hear, the more crazy it gets. It doesn't even sound real.
Yeah. Go ahead, Sly.
Yeah, considering all the shenanigans that have gone on in Michigan, they might have just picked their own misery here and made Sharon Moore the sacrificial lamb, say, "Oh, look, we found something." And
let's spin the wheel of misery and
yeah,
see where it lands.
And this is who.
This
was apparently a bridge too far for
misery.
I mean, who's going to want to take that job after all of this?
Oh, plenty of people.
I mean, Kenny Dillingham apparently is signing a 3-year extension at Arizona State. Did we mention the gentleman that believed in family going back to Ann Arbor?
That is my dream hire for that.
Yeah.
I was telling people, I was like, watch out. I was like, listen, guys, Kalen DeBoer. I was like, Kalen DeBoer might be out. I said Lane Kiffin's dream job is opening up soon, guys. So watch out.
I mean, Brian Kelly with his time at Grand Valley.
Yep.
The funniest thing that could happen, besides the aforementioned coach that used to be at LSU, is if he doesn't even get to LSU and Lane goes to Michigan without actually putting stuff on the shelves in his office.
Oh, wow.
It's like Bill Belichick with the Jets.
Yes.
It's wild.
I mean,
that would be the most Lane Kiffin thing ever.
It's such a Lane Kiffin thing to do. He's done it how many other times before? I mean,
I would donate to Michigan Athletics to make that happen.
I'm still trying to figure out, and this was the legalese that happened here at the Imitation Palatial Estate. How it was that apparently Ward Manuel, the athletic director at the University of Michigan,
Ward with an E.
Yes, Wardy. How he decided to dismiss Sharon Moore without a member of the Human Resources Department present in the room, considering the issues that were apparently attached and were being investigated previously, having to do with alleged mental health issues. And so Ward Manuel decides that he's going to do this in a room with Moore and no one else.
And not sending any type of police presence or security to the woman that turned evidence to him earlier that day. That's just egregious.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's like it was
reported to him prior to firing him that he was mentally unstable.
Yeah. How could you be that lack of self-aware that you didn't think there was going to be a problem there?
It's just like the whole thing too. Like it's kind of like what Martin was saying too. Like that, of all the things to happen, like you're looking at it, you're like, is this a joke? You're like, am I being punked? And then like you realize, oh, it's not a joke. It is real, and it's terrifying that you had this guy. Like
I thought this was from the files of Police Squad when I first read it.
Like it's so wild, and like the fact too that like, hey, like you said, I don't know if they gave that girl any protection in any sort of way.
Not until they showed.
I mean, granted, you don't need a lot of protection from a butter knife, but still,
like literally, like no, like nothing else, and like who knows how long this has been going on for? Like, my God, that girl probably lived in like fear every day because of everything going on. Like that, the fact that it's so unhandled with everything, like the way that Michigan handled it from every single point blank of everything, is so wild. If I'm anybody, I'm not working for Michigan ever again. I'm running away. I am going somewhere else, and I am bolting, and I'm never coming back.
That's why Kelly and his integrity is the perfect hire for the athletic department.
That would be just too. Arguably, that would be as weird and funny as Kiffin going there. Would be Brian Kelly being the new head coach at the University of Michigan.
Kiffin. Then Kelly as the offensive coordinator is my dream.
Oh my God.
There's nothing out of the realm of possibilities. The realm of possibility has nothing to do with Michigan stories now. So let's go all in. Who's the worst defensive coordinator we could think of to join that holy triumvirate?
Who just got released at North Carolina?
Yeah, that probably would be the guy.
The
That
entire
probably would be the guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Was it the entire staff that got let go? Like
Because-
almost the entire staff, except for obviously Bill Belichick.
and his fashion coordinator.
Michigan is probably in general not happy that being surpassed so quickly by Indiana football.
Them probably.
Their spot on the mantle there. I don't know if I really don't think they have an answer right now to compete with that, and they don't know what to do about it.
Yeah, they haven't been Michigan hasn't been, I think, what they were for like a couple of seasons now. I'm
Well,
trying to
after
remember I'm trying to remember
If
when
they
was the last time they were in the playoffs or even like in the running. I'm trying to remember the last time.
all
They
right.
were in the playoff a couple years ago when Jim Harbaugh sold his soul to the devil.
Ah, yes.
No, just cheated rampantly.
Well, same thing.
One's
Everything, and I say this as the Chargers fan in the room, everything circles back to Coach Kaki and everything that has been going on the last handful of years, where the University of the TTUN, as you say, Marty, everything circles back to Coach Kaki and his tenure.
Oh, you mean like losing 8 straight years to Ohio State, then ducking during COVID, and then all of a sudden there's this big change.
I mean,
Wow.
Cheat to win. Cheat to win.
you're not cheating, you're not trying, and it's only cheating if you get caught, and they got.
And
They got
did.
caught.
Caught bad too.
They got caught by the NCAA. Their D coordinator got caught by the FBI.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were. That's the worst thing about it is not only did he cheat, he wasn't very good at it.
Find a season that they didn't have some sort of scandal.
Yeah, and
Within the last decade, I don't think there is one.
where is he now? He's in
Like,
Los Angeles.
Literally the last time they were, it was when they won the national championship while all the the cheating stuff was happening. On all of it.
That guy got arrested before the championship game.
Yeah, like all of that chaos was happening. And people were calling, they're like, if they win, they should not get to keep it. And they still have it. So
Yep.
Yeah, nobody respects it though.
nope, nobody does.
I mean, realistically, and I'll drop this topic, is Ohio State's better, Indiana's better, Oregon's better, USC I think is better overall.
Mm-hmm.
Penn State, I mean, Michigan is
Middle of the pack.
Okay,
yeah,
I
it's
got
been a
another
long
sore spot with USC. How does their receiver win the Blitnikoff when he didn't even win the Big Ten Receiver of the Year?
Ohio State can't win everything.
He's a pretty good football player.
Yeah, he had 50 more yards than Jeremiah Smith and 75 more snaps.
I don't have a
No
major
one
problem
feels
with
sorry
it
for him.
because you could make an argument for a half dozen guys, all who are deserving.
Yeah. No one feels sorry for Ohio State, with all due respect, Mark.
Yeah.
True, but if you're not the best receiver in your conference, you can't be the best receiver in the country.
Sure you can.
It depends on who votes, Marty. You know.
Yeah.
You could argue Jeremiah Smith didn't have the best season on his own team
Yeah.
at the receiver position.
Guys, these are the same people that, again, did with the monstrosity they did of the college football playoff. So I feel like this is a conversation where we're like, well.
Yeah, it circles back to the same thing over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Absolutely.
just right. Whatever they decide or whatever they do, I'm just kind of like, I guess it makes sense to them. You know, like it's kind of like if you're trying to convince yourself that like you did the right thing when you know you kind of like didn't do something right. You're like, no, you're trying.
We're back on Michigan.
Literally, like that's what's happening.
Yeah, you rationalize it in your own head. Now, I will say the Heisman Trophy Committee did get it right.
They did. I am very happy that Mendoza got it.
I don't think there's anybody that can make an argument against Fernando Mendoza this year.
No, I would have liked to see a linebacker there, though.
Oh, the Texas Tech linebacker. Yeah.
Oh, he's incredible.
Well, and look
He
at
deserved. I mean, he wasn't going to win, but he deserved to be there.
Yeah. I mean, I cannot remember the last time that Fernando Mendoza cut a heel promo. I literally can't. Literally, it has been babyface promo, babyface promo, babyface promo, all the way through.
And your boy Diego did cut a heel promo when he got to New York.
Of course he did.
I started not liking the kid.
I mean, Fernando Mendoza, literally, he has a shopping spree with Adidas when they found out about everything that he fights for because of his mom battling multiple sclerosis and everything that means that much to him. He wanted to have a shopping spree. Adidas is like, yep, we're in. So they find 4 separate families, give them gift cards for 10 grand. If they don't spend the full 10 grand in New York, then you can take it home with you and you can do whatever. And I mean, look, when you win the B1G championship and you use the word frickin', we're the frickin' champs. I mean, look, you're cutting babyface promos and all the way through, and then he does the big salute, the 4.5-minute speech. He's talking about his family and his brother, who's his backup QB at Indiana. He talks about his mom, talks about his dad, talks about Signetti, and when he said that the Heisman Trophy should stay in Bloomington, literally, I think that's the first time I've ever heard an athlete win that award to sit there and say, "Nah, it's got to stay in town, got to stay at the school because it's what they did. You know, it's what this town means to me, and it's what Indiana football means. It's staying in Bloomington. It's not going to be like under glass or under like some 3 lights set up, on his hearth and whatever home he's going to be in. He's cutting babyface promos all the way through this whole thing.
Yep, totally.
I just wonder if him and Manziel shook hands, if it would explode like matter and antimatter.
Yeah. Either that or Fernando Mendoza feels like, does anybody have one of those wipes that you get in the hotel room? You sit there, you take it out, you sit there and you go like that. That was, I mean, our OSG s'mores convention and coffee clatch around a campfire, where you get dogs and burgers. I mean, our party's a little bigger than just those 4 dudes. And there were a lot of guys that I think deserve a recognition one way or the other. But I think that Mendoza was part of getting it right this year and giving it to someone who is football for good at football and football for good at the same time.
Yep.
Humble.
Mm-hmm. What's that word? What?
Humble.
What?
Not trying to cut promos during a game by coming up with a hand gesture, not promoting 5 things, thanking his parents.
I want to talk about somebody who should have been pile driven into the ground at every opportunity when he was a college quarterback. That guy.
And I cheer for a pro team that hires every one of those turds.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Money.
I can't say much. I'm just here.
Mr. Money Manziel, that karma did catch up to him.
Yeah. Maddie's just here so she doesn't get fined.
Yeah, that's basically it. And it's one where I say this because obviously being a Georgia fan, I do like rooting for a lot of those guys over on the Philly Dogs a little bit, basically. But I only root for them. Like I only watch it for them. I want them to do good. But if
you only cheer for defense,
Philly can lose, that's fine. Like Philly can lose, but I want those Georgia boys to do well.
You don't want 8 sacks.
Yeah, yes. you want 8 sacks and picks and a lot of tackles.
Why when Jordan Davis received that got that block punt and then ran it down for a touchdown, I was very happy for my man. He's really he's a good guy. So I was very happy for him.
Absolutely. Fat guy touchdowns. We like those.
Guys, what do you say we wrap up the first half of the show here and we come back in the second half of the show? We will talk bowl games.
Right on.
And look ahead at the aforementioned college football playoff as that kicks off later in the week. All that and more, we return to the review. You're listening to the review on the OSG Sports Podcasting Network.
Please like and subscribe.
Over here in the OSG Sports side of things, we talk football. FOOTBALL. College football version here with the college football review every single week. But for those of you that like not just football with 2 O's, but football with a U, Futbol. There's the Soccer Down Here Network. I'm John Nelson. I host the morning show on Soccer Down Here along with Jarrett Smith, Nick Alifi, Jason Longshore. And if you're looking for the best information when it comes to the world of soccer, based in the southeastern United States, but we don't leave anything off the table. 9:05 Eastern time until 11 whenever. Sometimes we go for a while. SDH Network morning show, soccer's morning show, Monday through Friday, plus all the live events we do. It is your place and your source for soccer that is based in the Southeast, but covers everything on the world. SoccerDownHere.net, the Soccer Down Here app, available iOS and Android through our friends at Spreaker. That's like speaker with an R in the middle. Spreaker, do a search for OSG Sports, do a search for Soccer Down Here. All the soccer content all in one place. It is the SDH Network and Soccer Down Here.
Madison had to leave us. We appreciate her joining us and enlightening us with quite a bit of conversation.
Yeah, the full was it 14 minutes uninterrupted, short of Marty sitting there and just kind of poking her. It's like, if momentum's slowing down, I got to do something here. I'm gonna wind her up again.
Yeah,
articulating the popular rage.
Yes, yes, and we're all for that. Speaking of rage, we've got bowl games coming up here, guys. In fact, we've already gotten through the first couple of bowl games. The Celebration Bowl here in Atlanta that went 4 overtimes.
That was an underrated game. It was
Getting your money's worth.
It was a great game.
And then some.
It was a great game that you have one team go out to a lead, other team comes back, you go to overtime, and they go 4 OT. So you're busting out your 2-point plays. That's how far down the road that game went. And it was a great finish at 40-38 and a great season for Prairie View and South Carolina State. So it's to start the bowl season off with that one, it's always a hoot.
And the game matches the bands for once.
Because the second game on Saturday night was not nearly as entertaining. Boise State and Washington. I got to watch a little bit of that, unfortunately. And I think my brain is permanently scarred. Washington with the easy 38-10 win in a game that really wasn't even that close.
Oh, Maddox Madsen probably should not have come back to start for Boise at quarterback. The doctors told him that, no, you don't need surgery, but you do run the risk of re-injuring and further injuring that right foot of yours, and he certainly did that. He was out at the half. I think he was 7-16 for 51, and it was ugly, and it was over early.
Yeah, there's some really hideous interceptions thrown in that game.
Washington's another team in the league that Michigan has to deal with.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, Jetfish has them playing extremely well.
Yeah.
They're going to take a run at him.
Mm-hmm.
But we've got some bowl action over the course of the upcoming week, kicking off on Tuesday night with Troy and Jacksonville State playing at the Crampton Bowl.
The IS4S for Veterans Bowl. But this was, once again.
So if you get a T-shirt it's got to be a long sleeve just to fit all that name.
I know, up and down. Yeah. IS4S, I did the research on this. IS4, you know how like Radiance Technologies is now the sponsor in Shreveport for the Independence Bowl? Same kind of deal, that military ops and programming and all this kind of stuff, but they are owned by the employees. And so that's the difference with Radiance and IS4S. And so IS4S is an Alabama.
I can get behind that.
Yeah, Alabama-based intelligence agency and that kind of a thing. And so this was good programming by our friends at the Four Letter, because you have Jacksonville State, friend of the network, Charles Kelly, the head coach at Jack State. The season that they had this close to winning Conference USA, then you get into tiebreakers, which turns into a mess. Just ask the ACC. Then, so Troy has a decent season. They lose in their championship game, so they're going to come north to Montgomery. Jacksonville State's going to come south. It may not do a whole lot for the CVB in Montgomery, but for the Central Alabama Sports Council and for those two fan bases to come there at Crampton Bowl, it's going to be loud. It's a good piece of programming by them to fill the place. And looking at numbers early, it is Troy 2.5, 46.5. I will take Jacksonville State in that one, and I'll take the over. So I'll do that. 9 o'clock Tuesday night on the 4-letter. Get in price, $29.
If you don't know anything about the teams, you always take the friend of the program.
Yes.
When in doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on down the list, the next night, and late the next afternoon, I should say, the Staff DNA Cure Bowl, Old Dominion versus South Florida in sunny Orlando, Florida. A 5 p.m. kickoff on the 4-letter word.
Get in
It
price.
makes me think of other 4-letter words.
No,
That's
this
exactly
is
why I said it that way, Marty.
this is a sneaky good matchup with the two quarterbacks. So if you've got nothing going on in the midweek at 5 o'clock on the 4-letter, you want to see a lot of offense. Like you're leaving. You left work early, because you're kind of fading toward the Christmas season. You leave work early. You want to see a lot of offense. You want to see two good quarterbacks here. Old Dominion, South Florida, definitely that way. Get in price of $29. South Florida's 3.5, 53.5. They don't have Alex Golish at head coach anymore. You wonder how motivated they're going to be. I'll take Old Dominion.
Well, they're going to want to keep their scholarships. They're going to want to impress Heartline. It's coming down.
True. So
Has anybody opted out? I was hearing things that the quarterback was thinking about sitting.
haven't heard anything as we're taping on a Sunday about opting out yet. So give me Old Dominion, and I'll take the over in that one too.
Yeah, I got to see Old Dominion play in person when they absolutely dismantled my Georgia Southern Eagles at our home stadium. I like them in this game too, although I think it's going to be this might actually be a close one.
Dominion sounds intimidating. I'm going to go with them as well.
Just
you need a better logo for that strong of a name, though.
Yeah, maybe it's a voting machine. I don't know.
Oh, not going to go there.
That was too close to talking about military intelligence just minutes ago.
Uh-huh.
The other game on Wednesday night, a battle of, let's say there might be a bet or two involved in this here within the OSG family, as my lovely bride
that's
and
right.
brother Wilkie's lovely bride alma mater square off as Louisiana takes on Delaware in the 68 Ventures Bowl in Mobile, Alabama.
Forgot about this.
Can you invite Wilkie over and live stream the ladies getting angry? I would love to see that. A watch along.
You've got to do a watch along for this. I forgot about this.
I heard that the Delaware fan base travels well. They'll be invading Mobile.
Well, we don't really know because it's their first season in the FBS, and they got an exception because they had a pretty good record this season.
Yeah, them and a team we're going to talk about in a sec. So the Conference USA was like, nah, we waive it. They're good to go. And so,
by the way, the get-in price for that game right now, guys, $11.
Football on a budget in Mobile.
Absolutely. Bowl game for $11. Oh, yeah. You owe it to yourself to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I mean, like Delaware, first time ever in the bowl game. So ding. Louisiana's a 361.5. I don't know if they get to the 61.5. And I sure as hell am not going to pick a team in this one for obvious reasons. I don't want the love. I don't want TLB, and I don't want Cat chasing after me with like pitchforks and tiki torches on this one. So I'll take the over in this, and that's it.
I have voodoo dolls.
Yeah, see.
There's a disembodied voice for those watching.
Cher admits she's got voodoo dolls. I'm not touching this one. I'm going to watch it and I'm going to enjoy it, and I want to watch along from the two of you.
Yeah.
That game kicks off at 8:30 Eastern time again on the 4-letter word after game one ends. On Thursday, your bowl game of the day, the only bowl game featuring another one of the OSG alumnus's teams, the Missouri State Arkansas State matchup in the Xbox Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about going to that one. Might grab a nephew or two.
There you go. I mean, besides, and even if you don't go, just make the gear run to the Star anyway. I mean,
yeah, I would do that because right now the get-in price for that game is $48.
Well, but I'm sure if you wandered up to the Star, I'm sure that first off, you wouldn't be paying surcharges for tickets.
True.
And so if you wander over to the Star, you're probably not paying 48. Ark State is 1.5, 56.5. Obviously, we have to pick Missouri State in this one. I don't know if they get to the total, but I'll take that 1.5. 9 o'clock Thursday night on the Deuce from the Star. So
If you're in the DFW area,
mhm.
good little stadium to check out. Lots of stuff to see outside. They got a nice little. They usually put on a good show outside. You know, you can find everything easy. Like right in front, they've got a mini football field and everything I've gone to see there that's not Cowboys programming
Mhm.
is marketed well. You know, you get that little atmosphere outside, and a lot of teams. Some bowl games don't get that. It's really easy to find. Like literally, there's a big video board.
Right.
Every promo thing you could possibly want to see is smack dab right in front of that. Kids can kick field goals. You get a good time without having to worry about crazy tailgate people. It's a good time. Take your kids out there. You know your kid's going to want an Xbox.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm just hoping they, instead of shooting T-shirts into the crowd, they fire off some games.
See now that. But if you fire off some games, though, you're going to have them like in those.
Wrap them in a T-shirt.
Well, or the inflatable, like the inflatable bubbles that they
Yeah,
have.
you're gonna have to have a little
Yeah,
protection
big green
there because God
Xbox
forbid somebody
inflatable
doesn't
with a
catch
game
one
in the
of
middle.
games
Uh-huh.
and
Or a download code.
it hits the ground. It just goes.
Oh no, they'll just have the little codes on there that you can get your download.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely, right there with you.
And then we go to Friday, we do go to Friday.
Friday.
We talked already about the
You gotta
kickoff
get
games
down
of the
on Friday.
triple header. December 19th, your 11 a.m. kickoff on the four-letter word. Kennesaw State and Western Michigan. We already talked about this one in the first half of the show, guys. Take Kennesaw State because we said so.
Yeah, because we said so. Basically, that's it. Next.
You can't cheer for a team that's in Satan's mitten.
Next is the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl at beautiful Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida. 2:30 kickoff. Memphis and NC State. Not sure if this game's going to be particularly interesting, but it's out there. The get
They
in
got a
price
pirate
right
ship
now
that
is
fires footballs. Watch it.
I mean, really?
yeah.
Good reason to start happy hour early on Friday and have that one on in the background.
30, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, you get right now the get in price for that lowest tickets available $56.
Yeah, no.
That better come down.
Yeah, NC State 5.5, 57.5. Dave Doran at the Gasparilla Bowl.
Yeah, I consider NC State kind of one of those nondescript teams. They finish like 7-5 every year.
Yes.
They go to a mid to lower level bowl game
Until it's a contract year for Dave Doran, and he sits there and goes, "Hey, people are knocking on my door."
They're like the generic football team.
So you're saying that NC State should just be like vanilla uniforms?
Yes.
They were like an NCAA game where they just have a directional area with no team name.
Yeah, they finish 7-5 or 6-6 every season. And then they go to a bowl game on this level, and then nobody hears a word from them again.
But at least nobody's getting arrested down there. So they got that going.
That we know of.
Yeah, well, yeah. So they're chasing after championships in other sports, but yeah, 2:30 on the mothership Gasparilla Bowl. I think, I don't know if they get to the total, but I think that NC State probably clears at 5.5. Yeah,
sounds reasonable.
Yeah. Only because I think is Ryan Silverfield coaching for Memphis in this game?
That's a good question. He might. Well, I don't know if he's coaching. He might just be kind of wandering at the moment and just getting acquainted with folks, shaking hands, stealing babies, kissing wallets, that kind of a thing. He still might be there. I don't know if he's on the field coaching yet. Haven't seen any video or anything where he's wandering around in the dress blues with the tiger on the side. Haven't seen anything yet.
And then your final game of the night.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go, guys. Your college football playoff game number 1. Alabama goes to Oklahoma to take on the Sooners.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was the only one last week that picked Alabama, and I'm sticking with it because for 2 reasons.
Yeah.
One, as John Nelson says, if you're programming the miniseries, you want Indiana, Alabama in one of the quarters. Also, we've seen in the college basketball tournament forever that if a blue blood is a controversial at large, the last team in, that team usually wins a round or two just to justify their existence in the tournament. And I think there's a reason Alabama's favored in this game, and I'm going with that.
Before I pick a team, do we know what league the officials are from?
Not at the moment.
It won't be from this. They won't be from the SEC.
It won't be. There won't be a home conference ref crew. That much we do.
And
A little less home cooking.
yeah, and I would, before John even gets into this, I will say, do not take the over in this game.
No, the total's 40.5. This has Iowa screaming at it. I mean, look, Kirk Ferentz is looking at 40.5 and sitting there going, "It's Christmas." No, 40.5. No. Mm-mm.
I'm going to take Oklahoma.
Yeah, because I think it's going to be a very low scoring game. I think that favors Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And the way their defense plays, it's going to keep it low scoring.
Yeah, I think I can't say the word in this house. So I'm just going to say the team that is not Oklahoma probably wins like 13-10 or something like that. It is not going to be. This is going to be a game that might set college football back a good 40 years.
Yeah.
Honestly, if these two teams did the wishbone together, on Friday night, it would probably be more representative of that 40.5 number.
Are you saying this is going to look like the Iowa spring game?
It might.
I mean,
Major Ogilvy might be back for this.
Yeah, yeah, Major Ogilvy, absolutely. Charles Thompson, maybe. Something like that. Just
Walter Lewis.
Yeah. See, there you go.
Yeah.
Walter Lewis, Memphis Showboat.
Right now, our younger listeners are Googling.
They should.
Yeah, or the perennial Alabama favorite, Major Ogilvy.
Yes, that's your Google search for today, kids. Wishbone, Alabama. Bud Wilkinson. Get your Bud Wilkinson before he was in the booth at ABC. Get that video out there.
It has nothing to do with the Civil War, just to help you out a little.
Yes, absolutely true.
Yeah. By the way, guys, this one is not going to be cheap if you want to go see it in person. You're getting price $197.
Yeah, good on you. Have fun. I mean, look, the folks.
Bad for a playoff game, and honestly.
No, but I figured that if you've got season tickets at OU, you're getting in, and so that 197 is more a deterrent for the folks trying to come over from Tuscaloosa to come and see the game. It's like, well, yeah, you want to pay for this one and the next one. Okay, we're going to drive up the price to make it 197. Get in, just so you can work your way in the door if you really, really want to. But let me check something real quick. All right, so. I'm being a meteorologist here. So.
Would a prop bet for this be which is higher, the get-in price or passing total from either quarterback, number of yards?
That's a good one.
That's a fair one too.
That's a good one.
We should start our own sports book.
Except we're all former or current or former journalists, and math is hard.
Okay, so. All right, so I'm checking.
Doesn't the four-letter have their own betting thing?
Yes, they do. Yeah, I don't think it went well.
And show me a sports show that doesn't have a ad or sponsored segment.
Boo!
By the way, gambling companies, we do take sponsors.
Totally true. The weather's actually going to be palatable, so the wind coming off the plains is not going to be a deterrent. High of 56 and a low of 45. So it's going to be manageable weather in Norman, so you won't have that meteorological advantage if you're OU. But I still think that 40.5 is generous.
Mm-hmm.
That's generous. But, I'm not saying who I think is going to win that one, because then once again, the house will collapse upon itself. So
and that fathead might bite you.
True. Absolutely true. So yeah,
on to the weekend. The other three games in the first round of the college football playoff starts off with a noon kickoff on ABC. Miami at Texas A&M.
That's a tough travel deal going for an 11 a.m. game.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh wait, No, where's that game being played again? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's
College
in
Station.
College Station.
Yeah, right.
It's
Yeah,
an
so
11 a.m. local kick.
yeah, when they went to Dallas for an 11 a.m. kick, that didn't go well either for Miami. So that'll be an interesting dynamic.
That, and I think Texas A&M is going to be pretty angry after losing their last game of the regular season. Look for this one to be kind of the opposite of the Alabama-Oklahoma game. I think this one goes over with the amount of points scored. Both offenses are really, really good.
51 and a
Our
half.
prop bet is, will they score more in the first quarter than the Oklahoma game total?
Would not rule that out.
Yes. A&M 3.5, 51 and a half. And for a stadium that seats, I think, 108?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Get in price $394.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And that's this far out. You know it's going to be a sellout.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Do
I
you
kind of want.
you
I have
really
to
want
work
to go
New-
to the middle of nowhere?
I have
Yeah.
to work New Year's Eve, so I'm selling my Cotton Bowl tickets. So I really want A&M to go because Miami doesn't travel.
Yes.
They don't even go to games in Miami.
Yes.
Well, we'll see if they get the win. We'll see if that happens because the opportunity is going to be there, and they haven't exactly been this far any time in the recent past.
Mm-hmm. And I sure as hell I'm not picking the low down dirty cheaters from the University of Coral Gables in this one. That's not happening.
I actually think they'll win this game. I think it's going to be a close game. I think Texas A&M has had a very good season, but I think they were a little bit overrated.
Shut your mouth.
CC team?
Shut your mouth.
Miami takes upholds the pride of the ACC, and they get the surprise win.
Bite your tongue.
It would be fun to break them twice.
Bite,
Athletically, they can hold up against Texas A&M. So
bite your
that's
tongue.
the first hurdle.
Yes. Not happening. Nope.
Your second game, a 3:30 kickoff at Vaught Hemingway Stadium in beautiful Oxford, Mississippi. Tulane takes the traveling up the road to play Ole Miss. That game's going to be on TNT / True TV / HBO Max.
Part of that deal. Yeah. Ole Miss 17 and a half, 56 and a half. I give the folks in New Orleans a boatload of credit because they are selling T-shirts about this particular matchup that say Tulane versus no lane.
Outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
Well played.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one. I enjoyed that.
That's better
T-shirt
than
might be better than
I have
the
an
game.
Ohio State one that says Catholics versus draft picks. I think that trumps that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's the folks in the folks in New Orleans have been really putting the printer out for a lot of the gear. So it's been.
I would love to see them win this game. I just don't know that they will.
Mhm.
And I would be reluctant to pick them to win. Though it would not totally shock me if they did.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, my only worry is the focus of the coordinators that took a plane ride.
Yeah, Charlie Weiss Jr. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I mean, Trinidad Chambliss. I've got to go with no lane here in this one. That's a big number. I wouldn't traditionally touch it. 17 and a half. I don't know. Maybe backdoor. Maybe a backdoor cover there at 17 and a half, 56 and a half. I think that total.
Now I can cheer for Ole Miss.
Yeah. I mean, it's just 56 and a half with coaches being absent and Tulane with a lot of the onus on them to try to get close to that 17 and a half. I don't know if it gets to the 56 and a half.
Yeah, because I mean, how many players are getting inundated with come here from
you're in
various
that
programs?
You're in that 30-day window. You absolutely are. So it's yeah. I mean,
the regular window opens up at the beginning of January, regardless.
Right. Yes.
And then they get an additional within 5 days of the next coach being hired, they get an additional window.
Yeah. So get in price at 302. That's a big no for me. I don't know about the 56 and a half. So everything's pointing in the direction of that 6 seed working their way forward.
Yeah, it would be much better to watch on TV. However, I will say for some people that might be difficult to do.
Yes. Can you imagine what the Grove is going to be like for this? December 20th at the Grove, everybody getting ready for a 3:30 Eastern kick. I mean, that's breakfast at the Grove. You might be ending your day at the Grove at this point on that Saturday afternoon.
I like everything I'm hearing right now.
Your final game of the evening, 7:30 kickoff Eastern time, 4:30 Pacific time in Eugene, Oregon.
Yeah.
James Madison travels to take on the Oregon Ducks.
Yeah.
If we have a blowout game, this might be it.
Yeah.
Oregon Texas Tech will be a nice quarterfinal matchup.
Oh man. I'm just,
as much as I'd love to love the 12-5 seeing a 12 win, not here. Ain't happening.
No, but I will say this. Your required viewing of a social media account on the Twitters, go to @JMU Sports News. And it is one of those independent, dudes that just wanted to talk about James Madison. @JMU Sports News. Go to that account. They have been posting some amazing content about about this matchup, and I mean it is. I'll give you some of the examples, and by let me see if I can spell it correctly. So, it's they were you stupid idiot. It's like you're trying to file something, and it's like JMad, if I could spell correctly. So they're doing some great stuff. They're discussing the records and everything, and how they how Oregon has never won anything in the FCS championship brackets ever. The stuff that James Madison has done that Oregon has never done. I mean, it's top notch material. And they were mentioning their breakdown of all of their statistics and their wins and losses and everything this year. And they said that that James Madison was coming in with a record of 29-1 going up against Oregon. Well, and then they put an asterisk by it, and they sit there and say, combined record with affiliate campus JMad-Bloomington. That's the kind of stuff. Yeah, so JMad Sports News, they're putting up some fantastic stuff. So go watch them, follow them, and there's another one that popped into my head where it was like it's video of it's a highlight video of Oregon on offense. And the comment is, this Oregon team is the slowest team that we've ever seen when it comes to playing college football. The video's in slow-mo from the from the athletic department promoting their product. So those kinds of things. So go to JMad Sports News. They're putting up tremendous content about this game, and so it's been a fun read. So like and follow and be a part of their conversation before their number comes up. And right now it's what? 21.5, 50.5. Get in price at Autzen 136. Oh.
Yep. I wish them the best of luck.
I can't wait to see how many people make the trip from Harrisonburg, Virginia, to Autzen Stadium.
They travel.
Yeah, that to me is going to be fun to see how many folks are there for that game. And glad you made it as the 12. It's going to be a long afternoon.
Yeah. 2 hours to Dulles. You can get a good flights out of there.
True. Absolutely true.
Yeah, I suspect there aren't any direct flights from Harrisonburg to Eugene.
Well, but you needs a private jet, so.
Yeah, well, we shall see. Well, guys, we've talked for quite a while here.
Well, okay, so before
we talked for about 30 minutes. Yeah. We had a long diatribe in there.
Yeah, Maddie came in and she was raising all kinds of hell. So, yeah, JMU Sports News is the one you need to go to for all the stuff when it comes to James Madison. I am wearing the Brawl of the Wild shirt for a reason, because we have our national semifinals in 1AA. And rematch, the 2 versus the 3 at Bobcat Stadium in Bozeman. Grizz Cats Brawl of the Wild, first time ever in the postseason in FCS. You thought it meant stuff during the regular season? The 2 and the 3 seeds meeting again in the national semifinal in FCS. Cannot wait for that one, 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon. Oh, by the way, get-in price at Bobcat and Bozeman, $521.
Woo!
That is amazing.
That's a semifinal price in the
That's
other.
fantastic.
Infinitely more interesting game than the CFP playoff games.
You ain't kidding, brother. And Illinois State goes to UC Davis, gets a second upset win in a row. Villanova comes from behind to beat number 4 seed Tarleton. So you have unseeded Illinois State and Villanova on one side, and then Brawl of the Wild on the other side.
Part 2.
Amazing.
This is a Dakota-free playoffs from this point out.
Yes.
Which
Because
is
that hasn't
in a
happened in
long time
years.
that's happened.
oh, I mean, it was you had 3 of the 4 teams that were Dakotas knocked out last week. And then you had the fourth one goes by the wayside this time around. And so
which was the lesser of the Dakotas.
Yeah. And so South Dakota snuck by Mercer, and they were the one of the 4. So they go on the road to Macon, Georgia. They get the win. They're the only of the Dakotas that survive that week, and then they lose the next week. And then you have semifinals in Division II. Ferris beat Newberry, save Ferris. And there was some fighting going on at the end of this game. So keep an eye on suspensions for Ferris State going into the Division II championship with Harding, who runs the football like it's, wishbone veer, all the wing tee stuff. They've got records at the wazoo when it comes to rushing. Harding and Ferris, 4 o'clock at McKinney ISD Stadium, McKinney, Texas on Saturday afternoon. If you're anywhere close, it's great football there. Division III semis, John Carroll and North Central College at Benedetti Weirley in Naperville.
Oof.
And then Johns Hopkins and Wisconsin River Falls at David Smith Stadium at Raymer Field, River Falls, Wisconsin. Those are your 2 semifinals. By the way, Illinois State and John Carroll got the OSG bump because they were in the College Football X last week and got the interviews in to break it all down. John Carroll beat Barry at Valhalla. Illinois State gets the upset at Cal Davis. You see what happens. You keep right on moving. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I have a nephew at Illinois State, so Cole, if you're out there listening, enjoy the ride. Happy for you, man.
Get the gear and send it to your uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see if we get any coaches fired this week.
Or arrested.
That too is, we did. I'm sorry, on your Wheel of Misery, I just didn't see anybody having that on it. There were a lot of directions that could have gone. That was not the one that anybody expected.
Nope.
Still somehow not the most embarrassing thing Michigan has done this decade.
Just.
They should get relegated.
See now, if you get them relegated, I guess to the Missouri Valley, or the.
Well, they're now a basketball school apparently. So
that's true.
Yeah.
No, they've still had scandals in that.
We'll be tracking folks down for the X recording on Thursday, and we'll see what kind of trouble we can get into there. Maybe we'll check out Harding, or maybe we'll just go back to John Carroll and Illinois State and see if they want to continue the OSG bump. We'll see what happens there.
Yeah. When one is
get a hold of James Madison just to get that upset.
We'll see. That'd be epic.
That would be pretty impressive.
If we gave them the OSG bump, if we gave James Madison the OSG bump, what I may do is I may try and talk to the JMU Sports News guys and see if they will see if they'll come on, and we'll break down what's going through their brain. We'll see if we'll track them down.
That would be work. That would be super righteous, man.
There you go. Sounds like a show.
All right, time to wrap it up, guys. We have rattled on for a long time.
Maddie rattled on in the A, and then we had to actually talk football.
She talked football too, dude.
She was. She was.
She best be coming back next week.
Oh yeah, she's fired up, and she'll probably have more to talk about too. Trust me.
Oh yeah, we're not lacking for content here during the holiday season on the review.
Nope.
For the entire OSG sports team, I am OSG Phil, and thank you for tuning into our show. We will be back again next week where we talk about the holiday bowl games and any other little items such as Michigan's self-immolation comes to the news front. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great week. Goodbye, everybody.
Grizz Cats, Grizz, go. Book 'em, Dano, aloha.
Please like and subscribe.